Well, live from Moore Gymnasium on the campus of Bethune-Cookman University in beautiful downtown Daytona Beach, Florida. It's Southwestern Athletic Conference basketball on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Turillo. Happy to have your company. Jade Barquette joins me from the broadcast desk here at Moore Gym as the Wildcats take on the Alcorn State Braves in the Mississippi homestand here in 2026. Jade, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm filling in for Sabrina. I'm really excited to be here tonight to call the game instead of just clip highlights for it and watch it as a fan.
The Wildcats come in at 1-4 in the SWAC. Alcorn State, the reverse, they're 4-1, coming off a sweep over the Texas schools, Prairie View A&M and Texas Southern. But in 7 matchups since the Wildcats joined the SWAC, the Wildcats lead 4-3, and 3 of those wins have come in this building, and they've never lost to Alcorn State at Moore Gym.
You definitely want to protect your home court, and that's something that the Wildcats just have done well against Alcorn State so far in their matchups, like you mentioned, with those home wins. So it's something that they're going to want to continue tonight, especially after coming off those road losses.
Let's jump into keys to the game. Since Sabrina's not here, I'll be doing the honors of the keys to the game. First, for Alcorn State, continue to share the ball. They're 3rd in the SWAC in assists per game at 12.4. And Kiara Henderson leads the SWAC in assists with 67 on the year. She's got over 10 more than the second most assister in the conference. For Bethune-Cookman, you gotta find some consistent scoring. No one on the roster averages more than 10 points a game. Domani Dorsey is the best at 8.7, and the Wildcats as a whole are 11th in the SWAC in field goal percentage, hitting just 34.5% of their shots. And for both teams, you got to win the rebounding battle. Neither one of these teams are solid on the glass. The Wildcats are last in the SWAC at 32.7 rebounds per game, and Alcorn is 10th at 34.4. Those are your keys to the game, Jade.
And I think you hit it on the nail on the head when you talk about the rebounding game for both of these teams. That's something that Bethune-Cookman had a real issue with in their last game against Mississippi Valley. They couldn't close out the game, and it was won on those rebounding boards. And then for Alcorn State, they just need to come in here and make a statement. Like you said, they haven't really won here. They're coming on this as their first home or away game of this series. They need to come in here and make a statement, make a stand in Moore Gym tonight.
Neither team is really great in terms of the front court, in terms of bodies are concerned. Only one 6-foot-tall player or higher for Alcorn State. That's the 6'2" Krishanti Walker. And the Wildcats, of course, are without the services of Alexandria Johnson, Chanel McDonald, and Shawari Phillips, as all of those players continue to struggle with injury. Let's go through the entire starting lineup. We'll start with Alcorn State. First for the Braves, a senior guard, a 5'6" from Roxy, Mississippi, Jashira Hunt, the team leader in free throw percentage, 84% from the charity stripe. It's their all-around superstar, Nakia Cheatham. She leads the team in field goal percentage, points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. She's a graduate student forward, 6 foot tall, from Clarksdale, Mississippi, and last year was first team All-SWAC and was picked first team All-SWAC in this preseason poll as well. The third starter is Kiara Henderson. As aforementioned, she leads the SWAC in assists with 67. She's a 5'9" senior guard from Fort Worth, Texas. And the final 2 starters, I already talked about. The center, 6'2", Krishanti Walker from Oakland, Tennessee, the transfer from Northern Alabama. And Maya Hunkin-Claytor from Wahiwa, Hawaii. The graduate student guard stands at 5'7" and is the best three-point shooter on this team, shooting at 37%. And for Bethune-Cookman, it'll be the same lineup as they've trotted out the past few games. Domani Dorsey, a 5'7" senior guard from Baltimore, Maryland, leads the team in points and steals, 8.7 points per game and 26 steals on the season. Kiara Gregory, a 5'6" junior guard from Cincinnati, Ohio. She has been the point guard for the last couple of games, handling the ball down the floor. Jade Parks gets the start tonight. The freshman from right here in Daytona Beach, prepped at Spruce Creek High School, made her season debut against Maryland after starting the year on the injured list. Derasia Pitts gets the start tonight. The freshman forward, 6 foot tall, from Fort Meade, Florida. So 2 freshmen in the starting lineup for the Wildcats. Sinai Tyler keeps her place in the starting rotation at 6 foot tall, a junior forward from Chicago, Illinois. She leads the team in rebounding at 102 rebounds on the season. And Kaylin Peters has the final starter tonight, a 5'11" senior guard from Houston, Texas. She's been the Wildcats scorer of late, averaging double figures in 3 of the last 4 games. We'll now pause for the national anthem.
And now we ask if you are able that you please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Bethune-Cookman University Richard B. Moore Gymnasium for today's NCAA Division I women's basketball game. Today's game features Bethune-Cookman University Wildcats and the Alcorn State University Braves. Our referees for this evening, Cesar Tejeda, Julia D'Ambrosio, and Zach Bibble. And now, let's meet the starting lineup. First, for Alcorn State, 5'6" senior guard out of Roxy, Mississippi.
As the starting lineups get introduced, let's continue to talk about tonight's matchup, including a first career start for the freshman Jade Parks, a chance in her hometown to put up some numbers tonight. Parks, only 12 points on the season, averaging 1.1 per game and just 10 rebounds in her 10 games played this season. Of course, started the year on the injured list, didn't play till December, and has come off the bench a couple of times. But Coach Creighton Del Rosario and her staff, knowing that height will be important in tonight's contest, puts in a taller lineup with Parks in there.
And they've had to just put different players into different spots as they've dealt with injuries throughout this season. It's something that's plagued them this entire year. And for Jade Parks, it's really an opportunity for her to show what she can do in the starting position, not just coming off of the bench.
A former district champion at Spruce Creek High School.
Number 1, senior guard out of Old Romeo, number 1, Devani Davis. 6'1", senior forward out of Bellevue, Illinois, number 15, Tyler Butler. 5'6", junior guard out of Rosita, California, number 23, Madison Manny Holden. 6' junior forward out of Chicago, Illinois, number 25, CatEye Tyler. 5'11" senior out of Houston, Texas, number 30, Caleb K.P. Peters. The head coach of the Wildcats is Danielle Clayton Del Rosario. She's assisted by Riley Williams, Erica Harris, Henry Easter, and Kenya Maddox.
It looks like we had a late change to the starting lineup. It'll be Tyler Butler instead of Jade Parks at the center position.
I'm sure we will see Jade at some point. She's right by the coaches. She looks ready to play. But yeah, a little bit of a switch up there with Tyler Butler going in for the Wildcats. She had 11 points in their last matchup. Really was consistent for them on the road in those 2 games. So looking for her to just increase that point production for them tonight.
And Tyler Butler is second in the conference in blocks with 19. First place is Mississippi Valley's Nairobi Lewis with 109 and had 5 blocks against the Wildcats last weekend.
She does add some height for them as well. 6'1", she'll be right in there in the paint, just trying to get the rebounds on both ends of the ball for the Wildcats.
Wildcats in the all-white gold stripe down the sides, maroon trim, gold numbers with a maroon trim. Wildcats on the front above the numbers. Alcorn State in the all purple, gold trim around the neck and shoulders, a gold checkerboard stripe down the sides. Alcorn in gold above a gold number with white trim on the front. The Wildcats win the tip. They'll go left to right in the opening salvo, and we are underway. An immediate steal by Nakia Cheatham off a wayward pass by Madison Holden. Chance to look at Alcorn's offense for the first time. An offense that is dead last to the SWAC in scoring at 53.4 points per game. And an open long two is off the front of the rim, no good for Kiara Henderson. And here come the Wildcats. Madison Holden will run the point for the maroon and gold. Holden out of Reseda, California, the transfer from Central Arizona, averaging 5.7 points. But there'll be an offensive foul for an illegal screen. So an auspicious start for the Wildcats with a turnover and an offensive foul, their first 2 trips down the floor. We'll see the Wildcats press here, though. This is something that they did a lot at the ESPN Events Invitational in December. They ran a lot of that full court press trying to disrupt opposing offenses in the backcourt. Haven't really seen it much in the start of conference play.
It's really about their discipline on that end. Can they just keep up the pressure that they put on the other teams?
Butler rips the ball away from Walker. Wildcats in transition. Dorsey takes the dribble behind the back. Layup attempt no good, and it'll be Wildcat ball out of bounds. Both teams know that points are going to be at a premium tonight. Anytime you can get a fast break attempt, you got to take that opportunity. And I mentioned the rebounding, right? Yes, total rebounds, but also offensive rebounds. The Wildcats 10th in the SWAC. Alcorn 11th in the SWAC in offensive rebounds. No offensive rebound there for the Wildcats. Shoveled ahead to Cheatham. Cheatham racing against Holden. Here's Walker in the middle. Nice backdoor pass, but Henderson couldn't corral it, and neither team is successful on the offensive end in their first 3 trips down the floor.
Surprising because there's been opportunities for both sides, but a great opportunity there for Alcorn to score, and tonight Tyler just disrupting that enough for the Wildcats to get the ball back.
Light crowd here at Morgan. Another flat pass across the top, gets picked off by Cheatham, lets Dorsey blow by, and scores the opening bucket of the game. That is 2 identical steals by Cheatham in the first 5 minutes. Wildcats are telegraphing that entry pass. This time Holden will control it. Around the screen at the top of the key. Handoff KP. Peters goes all the way in, muscles the ball up, no good. Offensive rebound, the putback also no for Peters. Now the Wildcats 0 for their first 4 from the floor tonight. Here is Hunt on the backdoor feed to Cheatham, misses the easy one. And Holden comes away with it. Damani Dorsey crosses up a defender, gets to her spot at the free throw line, misses long. Tyler Butler is there with the putback. We talked about second chance opportunities. There's the first one for the Wildcats. Quick pass to the corner for Cheatham. Down low Henderson. Kick to the corner for Claytor. She's the 3-point sniper, misses that one. And the rebound is ripped down by the Cats. 2-2, 3 minutes in. Right now the offense is looking like stoppable force against movable object at the moment. Can the Wildcats change that? Well, not on that possession as Madison Holden steps out of bounds, and 3 turnovers already for the Cats in the first 3 minutes. As here comes Maya Johnson, the 6'2" sophomore out of Hollywood, Florida, and St. Thomas Aquinas High School. We're probably going to see a heavy dose of Maya Johnson tonight, given that the height mismatch that Krishanti Walker creates on the offensive end for Alcorn.
Especially with Chanel McDonald being out, there's going to be definite rotation in the lineup for the Wildcats all throughout the night.
Cheatham will control. Guarded by Jordan Brooks. Here's Hunt, back to Cheatham. Down low to Walker. Works her way inside, hits the underside of the rim. The ball ricochets out of bounds off of Sinai Tyler. It'll remain with the Braves. Alcorn State has made the last 2 conference finals and lost both of them to Jackson State in 2024 and to Southern last year. Long three, short by Hunt at the end of the shot clock. Jordan Brooks down the floor. Space for Kaylin Peters, misses the layup. Johnson, the putback is good.
Steps on the court and immediately making an impact is Johnson. Just simple, puts it right back off the glass.
Kaylin Peters needs to settle down a bit. She's going a bit too fast and missing some easy chances. Long pass ahead for Cheatham. Had to corral it in the corner, and they'll reset to Hunt. The Roxy, Mississippi native, listens for the call from head coach Nate Kilbert. It's a high entry pass to Henderson. And a long two attempt from Walker. Splashes down, and it's 4-4. Rashanti Walker with the deft touch from almost three-point range. They try the pick and roll, and the Wildcats turn it over again. That time Maya Johnson tried to float it over the top of Sinai Tyler and threw it out of bounds. Wildcats will offer some pressure here. Alcorn into the front court. Down low Walker. In the corner for Claytor. Claytor around the screen, tried to throw it back to Walker. And a foul called against Bethune-Cookman. They're gonna get Johnson for a push on Maya Claytor. The former second-team All-Stater in Hawaii, Maya Claytor, hit the most threes in the OIA as a junior, made 40 threes her junior season.
Wow.
Her senior season was canceled due to COVID.
Ugh, the worst.
Still
haunts us.
Still participating in the Division I level. Here's Kiara Henderson, twisting, turning, throwing it up, no good. And the ball goes off of Walker's leg and out of bounds. .44, approaching the media timeout here in the first quarter. Brooks around the screen to the right. Back to the top, looking for the dump in to Johnson. It's not there. And it'll be an offensive foul as Damani Dorsey commits the infraction, as we will have the first quarter media timeouts. You love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Torello, and featuring the expertise of Bethune-Cookman University sports information staff. Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune into 1380 WELE Daytona Beach every Saturday to catch the show live, or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. Jay, we just recorded the latest episode yesterday. You're going to want to check that out for all the news about hoops and tennis and track and field and everything around the SWAC. That's Hail Wildcats Radio on all your favorite podcasting platforms. And it's been an awkward start for both sides here in the opening couple of minutes.
Absolutely. It's a very low-scoring 4-4 first quarter, around that halfway point here. Both teams can't really seem to get into a rhythm. They're kind of just trading punches right now. I think something that the Wildcats have to get control over is that turnover margin. They average almost 20 turnovers a game. The exact number is 19.7 turnovers per game. We talked a little bit about that on the radio when we recorded our podcast episode earlier this week, is that they have to get control of that number. They've given away the ball and these unforced errors that Cheatham has gone and scored off of, and some of them, and it's just giving away points that they desperately need to retain.
Wildcats with 6 turnovers in the first 5 minutes of the contest. Thankfully, Alcorn State just 2 of 8 from the floor and 0 of 2 from 3. The Wildcats also 2 of 8 from the floor early on, but are winning the rebounding battle 9-3 and have 4 offensive rebounds early on in the game. Claytor trapped in the corner, down low to Walker. She coughs up the basketball. And Jordan Brooks is gonna run with it. Wide open in the corner. Here's Damani Dorsey, short on the 3. And out of bounds, ball to Alcorn State. This Wildcats team, 5th place in the league in three-point percentage, 26.5. Damani Dorsey, just 23% three-point shooter on the year.
But she has the confidence to let it fly. That's what you love.
Back to the top, cycles around. Cheatham lets it fly from the left corner and sinks it. And it's 5-2 Alcorn State. Nakia Cheatham, a 27% three-point shooter, now 17 of 60 on the season. This Alcorn State team doesn't take a lot of threes, but they do make a good amount of them. As the Wildcats turn it over again. And Janelle Creighton-Belwazario with a bemused look on her face.
Just mishandling of the ball by Tyler Butler. It slipped off of her hand, trying to move too quickly. I think something that just messes with the Wildcats' heads sometimes when they get into these matches. They have to go 1,000% all the time. And they just have to slow it down when the ball gets in their hands to just make the right choices.
Desharia Hunt, whistle and a stoppage of play. Looks like they're going to catch Jordan Brooks. As the Wildcats commit their third foul early on. No fouls yet on the Braves. Wildcats settling into this 2-3 zone early on in the contest. 7-4, Alcorn State, 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Popping to the top of the key is Lauren Nelson. Across to Claytor, a long three. Rebound comes right to Cheatham, and Alcorn's gonna have a second chance. Only the second offensive rebound of the game for the Braves. Cheatham from the other corner this time off the heel. And Jordan Brooks, the rebound, and she wants to run. She'll slow it up. Dribble through one, now kick back out, and the Wildcats will reset.
Brooks is a firecracker. They want the ball in her hands, make it shifty.
Down low, Butler got the foul. Last year, Jordan Brooks averaged 4.8 points. It was really brought in as a kind of spot-up three-point shooter. Has been in and out of the lineup this year. Tyler Butler will go to the free throw line. Butler, a 66% free throw shooter on the year. She does have the highest field goal percentage on this Wildcats team at 46.6%. Kaylin Peters is going to check out for the Wildcats as Janessa Kelly comes in. So we've got Kelly and Brooks. So dual three-point threats in the game right now for the Wildcats. Kelly's the top three-point shooter on this BCU team at 39%. Butler misses both free throws, and Alcorn State with a long rebound has a chance to run with it. Swung back to the top. Henderson staring down Dorsey. Pop out for Henderson. Now Nelson. Still at the top of the key. Back to Henderson. Hunt. Wildcats switch, now attack aggressively off the screen. Extra pass down low, and good defense by Maya Johnson to force a wild shot by Nelson. Jordan Brooks will run the point. And another offensive foul called, the third on the Wildcats in the first quarter as Maya Johnson picks up her second foul. 4 team fouls on the Cats already.
And she knew it immediately when she was getting subbed out, walked right to the bench. She did such a good job on the defensive end. Now, can they just implement that discipline on the offensive side as well?
2.5 to go first quarter, 7-4. 3 field goals for Alcorn, 2 for the Wildcats here in this first quarter.
It's been a very sleepy first quarter, to say the least.
Clayton in the left-hand corner. It's good.
She's
10-4 now.
She is definitely awake, though.
2 threes the difference here in this first quarter. Wildcats would love some offense in the last 2 minutes. Jordan Brooks driving and got a reach-in foul called. And they're going to get it called against Jashira Hunt. Both fouls in this first quarter for Alcorn on Jashira Hunt. The senior from Roxy, Mississippi, has played a lot in the lower leagues of college basketball in the Mississippi area. Tougaloo College, Mississippi Gulf Coast. Delasia Hurt Floyd comes in, the California native, junior guard out of Compton. Jordan Brooks up on top with it. Guarded by Floyd, who's just checked in. Pump fake, stepping in and getting her shot blocked was Janessa Kelly. Blocked from behind by Nelson.
Came out of nowhere. Kelly had no idea she was even there.
Henderson at the free throw line. Spins past Brooks. Throws it up, no good. 1.5 to go first quarter. Brooks looking for the movement in front of her, guarded by Floyd. Tries to just drive past Floyd. Does a good job keeping her in front. Kelly ducks it down low to Tyler. Going to work and missing the floater. And then can't corral the rebound as it goes out of bounds on the sideline. Wildcats scoreless for over 5 minutes after taking a 4-0 lead early.
This Alcorn State team is not a team that you want to get behind on. They were up 18 points at one point in that game versus Texas Southern last week.
Cheatham wants to continue the hot streak from 3. He doesn't do it. As Sinai Tyler grabs the rebound in the corner. 45 seconds to go in the first. Kelly wide open for 3. Kaboom! Wildcats breaking 5 minutes. Correction, that was Dorsey, not Kelly, on the three-pointer. But the Wildcats breaking over 5 minutes scoreless streak and trail by just 3. Nice ball movement to find Claytor wide open, clanks off the heel. Henderson with an offensive board. Cheatham in the left-hand corner. This is a mismatch if Cheatham wants to attack it. Now the Wildcats will switch on defense. 8 on the shot clock, 12 on the first quarter game clock. Henderson top of the key. Cheatham takes the long 3 and got it! Nakia Cheatham 2 from beyond the arc in the first quarter. And the Alcorn State Braves take a 13-6 lead into the break. The Wildcats see Alcorn's last 3 buckets all come from beyond the arc as it's 13-6 Braves at the end of 1. Conference play is here. Now is the time to secure your tickets to see Bethune-Cookman basketball in action all semester long. Season tickets start at just $80. Don't miss your chance to be part of the More Madness. Visit the BCU box office or go online to bcuathletics.com/tickets today. So 13-6 at the end of the first quarter. Alcorn State on top. The Braves hot from 3 at the end of that first quarter, Jane.
Absolutely, and Damani Dorsey getting that 3 at the end for the Wildcats was important for them just to get some sort of momentum going into this second quarter here. They really just haven't had any offensive rhythm going on for them. But meanwhile, for Alcorn State, they have just been continuing to press the issue, whether that be scoring from beyond the arc or just driving inside, getting the rebounds, and putting those points away. They've been a little bit quieter, but they've grown into that quarter, and they're going to continue that as it goes on.
Nakia Cheatham, who averages 12.5 per game, already has 8 at the end of 1. 3 for 6 from the floor, 2 of 4 from outside for her. The Wildcats, so they called that Dorsey 3 a long 2.
Did they really?
Yeah, because it's 13-6, not 13-7.
They should have gotten a review on that one.
Well, looks like they are at the monitor right now, or they were. And it is going to be a 2.
Yep.
So 2 for Dorsey, 2 for Butler, 2 for Johnson. The one thing that I will say for the Wildcats is 4 of their 6 points in the first quarter came off offensive rebounds. Butler and Johnson both getting putbacks.
They're putting in the effort on the offensive side. They are doing everything that they can to just secure the ball. It's those opportunities when they give the ball away with turnovers or unforced errors. They really just have to take a breath in that moment to either not be so powerful with KP bouncing the ball off the rim or letting the ball run away from them like it happened to Butler a few times.
I really like how Alcorn State swings the ball from side to side, disrupting the defense, creating mismatches, and finding open looks from the outside. Because they're 3 of 9 from beyond the arc in the first quarter. The Wildcats only took 1 3. That'll be a kick ball, unfortunately, as it hit the foot of Jordan Brooks. So Kaylin Peters going to come back in. Peters in the last homestand against Southern and Grambling had 15 and 19 in those 2 games. Looking for an offensive explosion like that from her again this weekend.
I talked to her after those 2 games, and she was trying to be that shooter this team needs. We haven't really seen it from her tonight, but hopefully as this game goes on, we'll see more of her.
This is Jada Bowen on the ball now, as Nakia Cheatham tries to stay hot from 3. That was right at the end of the shot clock, had to get it off. Jordan Brooks, the fancy footwork, working against Floyd. And a kickball the other way as Floyd has it go off her shoelaces. Wildcats in conference play have scored 56, 50, 60, 54, and 55. They're struggling to break the 60-point barrier, of course, scoring 55 points on the season as an average. Here's the screen for Peters. Kick to the corner. Janessa Kelly way too strong on the 3. Offensive rebound. The putback is blocked. Second block already for Nelson. And Kaylin Peters going to be called for her second foul. Correction, her first foul. And with a short bench, you got to be really mindful of picking up these early fouls.
That hasn't really something that they've had to do with regulating foul trouble, but it is something that they have to be aware of, especially with her when they need her on the court.
Cheatham ducks it down. Here's the mid-range jumper, and it's pure from Lauren Nelson, the junior transfer from Mississippi Delta Community College, originally from El Dorado, Arkansas. Brooks against Floyd, all the way in, shovels it off to Butler, and an easy jumper for Tyler Butler as the Wildcats are on the board in the second. That was all created by Jordan Brooks, just beating her defender off the dribble.
She's so good with the ball in her hand, handles it well, doesn't give it over much, and feeds her teammate there.
Cheatham to Claytor. Correction, Bowen. Down low it goes. Here's the fadeaway. No good. That was Lauren Nelson. Oh, nice move. But a double dribble called against Sinai Tyler as she tried to break the zone. Neither Tyler nor Coach Creighton liking that call.
The whole team didn't. Henderson was doing a really good job of just blocking off Brooks there, so Sinai couldn't pass it to her, so she just elected to take it herself. Called a double dribble. Didn't see anything from our end, and neither did the entire bench, but Wildcats back on D here.
Oh, you got to lock in again, down 15-8. Both teams with just 2 points in this second quarter. Floyd driving the baseline, kicking out for a straight-on 3, way short, but only purple jerseys there for the rebound. Thankfully, a tough putback was missed by Cheatham.
And she's everywhere. She's beyond the arc trying to shoot the 3, and she's also inside trying to get the rebound.
That'll be a blocking foul the other way as Lauren Nelson gives a hip check to Kaylin Peters. As Peters pops straight back up. I mentioned in the pregame, Nakia Cheatham, one of the best players in the league, one of 2 Alcorn State Braves picked to the preseason all-conference team, her and Kiara Henderson. She leads the team in field goal percentage, points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. The only thing statistically that Nakia Cheatham is not great at is three-point shooting, but she's already hit 2 of those tonight. Tyler on the baseline. Oh, what a move! And kisses it off the glass from a tight angle.
Uses her body there, just aggressive to put that one back.
Cats within 5. The ball comes in from Coach Kilbert. They run an elevator screen to the left-hand side. A long 3, too strong. Long rebound goes to the corner, chased down by Nelson. She goes back in, and a blocking foul is called, and Lauren Nelson will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And they'll get Sinai Tyler for her first. And DeRasia Pitts is going to come in. Pitts, one of the freshmen on this team from Fort Meade, Florida. Won a 7A state title as a senior at Winter Haven High School, beat Dr. Phillips to the final. Here's Lauren Nelson at the line, shoots the free throw at just 41%, misses it. Brooks working on Floyd again. We got travel calls from one end and foul calls from the other. Jordan Brooks misses the runner after getting by Floyd.
It's going to be a matchup I'm excited to see all night.
Bowen to Aikika Palor. Wide open in the corner is Floyd, and it gets rejected by Tyler Butler. Great job by the SWAC second place on the block leaderboard, getting out to that corner jumper.
She's showing why she is second in blocks in this league. She hustled out there and didn't give up on the play. As it developed, she just swatted that one away.
Jordan Brooks is going to come to the bench. Madison Holden comes back in. Madison Holden at the top of the year seemed like she was someone who is going to be a big scorer for the Wildcats, but only 5 points per game this year. As she face guards out high against Bowen. They'll double team Bowen. He get a turnover. A wild layup attempt is no good as Alcorn State scrambles back on defense. Again, the Wildcats can't capitalize off an Alcorn mistake. Holden clashing hands at the top of the key. Here's Nelson. Back to Houston, who's just checked in. Cross it goes to Bowen. Bowen around the screen. Floyd attacks the closeout at the end of the shot clock. Wildcats thought that should have been a violation. No good either way.
Looked like it was going to be close there.
Holden lost out to Floyd. And she goes all the way, and a late foul call from the back official will send Floyd to the line.
I think they're going to look at that as she was going, maybe tripped by Holden as she was going up for that. I didn't see any contact shoulder to shoulder.
They must have called lower body contact. So DeLasia hurt. Floyd will go to the free throw line. A 55% free throw shooter, only 9 free throw attempts on the year. Alcorn up by 6 at the moment, 16-10. 5:40 to go here in a quick moving first half. Not a lot of chances for the clock to stop. Misses it, but the Wildcats step out of bounds on the rebound. Tyler Butler got pushed from behind by Damani Dorsey and falls out of bounds.
This is another one of those unfortunate happenings for the Wildcats that have really plagued them this season.
Another extra opportunity for Alcorn State. Henderson catch and shoot, too strong. And Dorsey eventually grabs the pinballing rebound. KP draws the hand check foul as she tries to drive past the junior Jada Bowen, the transfer from Prairie View A&M 2 seasons ago. Although it feels like a new piece for Alcorn State this year, Jada Bowen. He only played the first 2 games of last season due to an injury after starting a career with 2 seasons at Prairie View. That'll be the next homestand after this weekend. Texas Southern and Prairie View come to town as the Wildcats do the Texas two-step. That'll be the first weekend of February.
Texas two-step.
Two-woman game in the corner. Jump ball will send the ball the Wildcats' way off the alternating possession arrow. And something I've noticed, Jade, is Alcorn is letting the Wildcats have it a little bit on the outside, but as soon as they go inside the free throw line equivalent, they're immediately double teaming.
Well, they know that they're not going to shoot it necessarily from beyond the arc that much.
Well, unless your name is Jordan Brooks, that one long.
She heard me say that.
0 for 3 on threes so far tonight. Alcorn State 3 of 13 from beyond the arc. They have been letting it fly.
And now we'll see Jade Parks. She's been into this game for the Wildcats, making her debut tonight.
Thought she was going to start tonight. Originally listed on the starting lineup, but did not start. Down low, Tyler Butler gets a hand to it. It'll be Alcorn State ball on the baseline, but only 4 to shoot after the second quarter. Media timeout. Basketball returns to Moore Gym on Saturday, January 24th, as the women's and men's teams play a doubleheader against Jackson State beginning at 3 p.m. Corrections, beginning at 12:30 p.m. That game time was moved. It's 12:30 and 4 are the 2 games on Saturday. Student admission is always free, or you can get your tickets today at bcuathletics.com/tickets. Can't make it to Moore Gym? Watch every moment live for free on youtube.com/CatEye Network, SWAC TV, or you can listen on your radio at bcuathletics.com/radio. Shout out to our radio listeners this evening. Although, no CatEye Network for the men's game on Saturday. ESPN, the truck is already outside.
Yes.
The camera setup has already begun here inside Moore Gym. Really excited to have ESPN back on campus for the first time since First Take back in the fall.
Oh, that's going to be so exciting. I'm really excited just to showcase Bethune-Cookman and everything that we're doing here. Our basketball teams are so exciting to watch. Our men's team puts on a show every time they're in Moore Gym. It's packed, it's loud, everybody's into it. It's a great time to be a Wildcat.
And that game on Saturday against Jackson State is for sole possession of first place in the conference as both teams come in at 4-1.
There's a lot riding on that game, and I was at the end of practice with Coach Reggie Theus, and he was on his team about being at home. This game is for everything in this league that goes back and forth every night is worth something. This game on Saturday is huge for our men's basketball team.
I know a lot of the players haven't been here the last couple of years, but the program remembers that Jackson State, for our men's basketball team, has been an absolute bugaboo. Have not been able to get over them at home, on the road, just can't beat Jackson State. An excellent chance to break that curse. Quick shot, bucket, and the foul off the inbounds pass for Arena Akikapalor. And a chance for one more for Alcorn State.
I think I'm going to add bugaboo to my vocab
I
permanently.
love that's a Brian Harvey special. He loved bugaboo. Brian,
Hey,
I know you're listening, Brian. So shout out to Brian Harvey, who's up at Alcorn State as their associate athletic director, former Bethune-Cookman SID. No good on the and one. Butler pulls down the rebound. 8-point gap, largest lead of the game for Alcorn State right now. Butler on top. Dribbles to her right into a double team, picks up the dribble, and a really good job by Lauren Nelson to tie her up, knowing that the Alcorn State Braves had the possession arrow. And a chance to improve on this 8-point Alcorn lead with 4:23 to go in the first quarter, 18-10. Wildcats went on an over 5-minute scoreless streak in the first. They're on an over 3-minute scoreless streak now here in the middle of the second. Akikapalor surveys. Nelson way out high, 10 to shoot. Bowen around the screen, rejects it, goes left into the corner for Akikapalor. Down low, layup no good for Leah Houston. And now a chance for the Wildcats to cut in. Shooting just 26% from the floor this evening. Devontae Dorsey into the corner. Brooks down low. Butler thankfully got fouled as she had that shot blocked on the inside by Leah Houston. And that's where a little bit of court vision is going to be important for the Wildcats. She tried to go up over 3 when Devontae Dorsey was just sitting there beyond the three-point line wide open.
And I don't really know why they don't go and pass it out. I think sometimes when there's a play being ran, they just keep going with that, and there's no plan B or just adjusting to how that is being played.
Tyler Butler at the free throw line. Her second trip of the game, the second trip for the Wildcats in the game, hits the first one. She was 0 for 2 her first time to the line, and the Wildcats didn't get to the line at all outside of her in the first quarter. Only 5 personal fouls in the game for Alcorn State. Second one no good. Rebound grab by Leah Houston, the junior out of Gainesville, Florida. Careless turnover for Alcorn. as Janae Anderson threw that one behind Henderson on the breakout.
And here's where the Wildcats can grab some momentum. Can they capitalize off points with plays like these? Cheatham has been on the bench for Alcorn State for a little bit of this second quarter. Can they just use this momentum to put points on the board?
Wildcats with no points off turnovers yet tonight. Tough catch on the pass by Dorsey. Dorsey to the free throw line for Parks, and then Kaylin Peters on the baseline. Picks up her dribble. Back out Dorsey 8 to shoot. Parks lost the handle. Here comes Anderson. No look pass to Henderson, but she traveled.
Another opportunity here right now for the Wildcats. They tried everything that they could on the offensive end on that side. Got a break here with this turnover again. Can they drive at Alcorn now?
Wildcats tried to go quick as Alcorn wasn't paying attention, but Coach Kilbert got his team back in the right frame of mind quickly enough. Wildcats down by 7, 2:40 to go first half. Butler at the free throw line. Offensive 3-second violation is going to go against the Wildcats. Everything going against BCU in this first quarter. Or first half, excuse me. And they put so much pressure on their defense to continue to make stops. Open corner three, good for Jaslyn Johnson, the freshman from Macon, Georgia.
Butler was in her face too. Johnson just went right over her and sunk that one.
21-14. Fourth three-pointer of the day for Alcorn State. Tyler Butler goes up strong with it and she'll go back to the free throw line. Foul on Houston. And you're right, Jade, the Wildcats have not been taking enough advantage with Nakia Cheatham beating off the floor for most of this second quarter, as Alcorn State has swelled to their largest lead of the night at 10 points.
A little bit of a malfunction with the scoreboard here. That's why we had to pause. Get that right. The score is correct now. But yeah, the Wildcats haven't really been able to capitalize with
first free throw, good.
With the Lady Braves. Best scorer on the bench right now, but that hasn't really been an issue for Alcorn. They've had other people step up and been able to score points for them with her sitting on the bench for basically this entire second quarter. 2
for 2 from the line right there for Butler. Madison Holden's going to check back in for Parks. The Wildcats have really shored up the free throw shooting, which was a big issue the last couple years, sitting third place in the SWAC at 68.8% as a team from the line. Jaslyn open in the corner again, and she punishes the Wildcats again with another corner three. The net wrapped up around the rim. Referee just gotta fix that real quick, and then we'll get back underway.
That would've been way cooler if he jumped up and did that. It's okay though.
5 3-pointers in the first half for Alcorn State. Double teamed in the corner, and the Wildcats will have to, nope, Alcorn State ball. I thought that Tyler Butler had done enough to bounce it off of an Alcorn State leg. 13, now 14 turnovers in the first half for the Wildcats, and 8 points off turnovers for the Braves. Holden. And I think the Wildcats need to start going quick on some of these possessions. Dorsey, floater, good.
Just like that, they need to feed and then score, get the ball back as fast as they can. You see them with the press here.
Claytor back in the game. Three-pointer no good. Offensive putback chance for Jaslyn Johnson, and one. Jaslyn Johnson in just 3 minutes has 8 points and a chance for 9.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter that Cheatham's been on the bench because she has come up so big for her team. Right there, you saw the mismatch of Madison Holden and Jordan Brooks trying to defend her. Jaslyn Jordan 6'1". Those are Holden and Brooks are two of the shortest players on this team trying to go up and defend her there.
Johnson misses the and one. 1 minute to go, Wildcats down by 11. Pump fake from Dorsey. Misses on the mid-ranger, comes right back to Holden. She tries to work past Bowen. And resets. Dorsey. Driving in is Kaylin Peters, dumps it off down low to Butler. She's been big. 9 points for Tyler Butler in the first half. Excellent press break for Alcorn, gets them into the front court. 10-second difference shot clock to game clock here in the first half. Tough catch for Braves on the outside. Down low, Anderson, no good. Rebound, Butler, 15 seconds left. Wildcats gotta go quick. Holden across the timeline with 10. Holden, driving, faking, putting it up. No good, but the foul. And she'll go to the charity stripe.
They needed something there on that drive, and it was looking very slow for the Wildcats as they were going up the court, but Holden will get another opportunity here.
Correction. Foul number 24, Henderson.
So Kiara Henderson picks up the foul.
First person.
3 Wildcats with 2 fouls in the first half. Only 1 Brave with 2 fouls. That's Hunt. Holden's first free throw is good. She is excellent from the free throw line. One of the best in the conference at 80%.
Her points have kind of dropped off the season. That's why we haven't seen that much from her. Like you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, thought she was going to be a big point producer for the Wildcats. Has kind of dropped off because of her minutes, but does produce when she is on the court.
3 seconds, 2 seconds. Claytor got it blocked by Tyler Butler. That's the second 3-point rejection of the first half for Tyler Butler, and maybe a tad of momentum going in the break for Bethune-Cookman as they trail 26-19 at the end of 1.
That's something they could totally use going into halftime. Just a big block from Tyler Butler, the second of the half for her. An awesome opportunity for them to just go back in the locker room, fix some things, and come out with some renewed energy.
The Wildcats have only made 3 fewer baskets than the Braves, but the 3-pointers have really been killing them. 5 of 17 from beyond the arc for Alcorn State. Wildcats 0 of 3 from 3-point land, but Tyler Butler, 9 points in the first half, a bright spot for Bethune-Cookman.
She's definitely been a bright spot. She's been a consistent piece for them, even when they were on the road scoring those 11 points. She will definitely surpass that tonight here in the second half. They need her to continue to work on the defensive end as well, get those blocks, because Alcorn is trying to shoot from beyond the arc.
We'll take a break for halftime. When we come back, it's the first half statistical recap. We'll go around the SWAC and get you set for second half action here at Moore Gymnasium. The halftime score, Bethune-Cookman 19, Alcorn State 26. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University Basketball on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. Back in Moore Gymnasium, it is halftime between the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and the Alcorn State Braves. Alcorn State leads 26-19, but the Wildcats did end up coming back and tying that second quarter 13-13 and had a better shooting percentage than Alcorn in that second quarter. The three-pointer really killing the Wildcats right now. 5 threes for Alcorn State. The Wildcats don't have any. It's not a hole the Wildcats can't climb out of, Jade, but it's going to be tough, and the Wildcats are going to have to work inside a lot better, and I think they got to get to the line.
Absolutely, and they have to convert. That's the biggest difference. They've gotten opportunities to score. It's either been too heavy on the glass or just the ball gets turned over. But like you mentioned, even in that second quarter, a lot better from both sides. They really felt like they were growing into that game as it was going on. That first quarter, both trying to feel each other out. That second quarter really both came alive.
Here are your scoring totals for the first half. Nakia Cheatham only played the first quarter and still had 8 points on 3 of 8 shooting, 2 for 5 from beyond the arc. Jaslyn Johnson has 8 points in 4 minutes, 2 threes and an and one.
She was really the difference for them in the second quarter.
3 for 3 from the floor, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Maya Claytor's got 3, Nelson's got 3, Walker and Houston both have 2. For the Wildcats, Tyler Butler's got a game-high 9 points and 6 rebounds. We're on double-double watch for Tyler Butler this evening. Damani Dorsey's got 4. Madison Holden, Sinai Tyler, and Maya Johnson each have 2. Team stats look like this. The Wildcats were out-rebounding Alcorn. Remember my keys to the game. You got to get the rebounds. But Alcorn has 9 offensive rebounds to the Wildcats 6. Second chance points, 6-6 for both teams. Assists, Alcorn's up 8-4. Wildcats have turned the ball over 14 times, leading to 8 points for Alcorn off turnovers. So Alcorn has turned the ball over 6 times, but the Wildcats have failed to convert any of those into points. Points in the paint, Wildcats up 10-6. And personal fouls, Wildcats 10, Alcorn State 7. Shooting splits are as follows. For Alcorn State, they are 10 of 35 from the floor, that's 28.6%, and 5 of 17 from three-point range, 29.4%. They are 1 for 6 from the charity stripe, 16.7%. For the Wildcats, they are 7 of 22 from the floor, 31.8%, 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. 5 of 8, though, from the free throw line, 62.5%, including 3 of 6 from Tyler Butler in that first half. Only Butler and Madison Holden have managed to get to the line in the first half, and I mentioned it already, but you've got to attack the paint and get to the free throw line.
And that's where the congestion is for Alcorn. They're letting the Wildcats have the perimeter. They're letting them be free outside. The confidence is there to shoot the 3. It's just the efficiency for the Wildcats hasn't really been there, so they're allowing them to have that. But then once they come inside, they're getting the area really congested. Can they draw more fouls? Can they convert those free throws into points? They've had some opportunities, but not a ton. Need to see more of those here in the second half.
And I'd like to see the Wildcats try and check the ball out more. Once those double teams come in on drives, we've seen multiple times that Jordan Brooks or Damani Dorsey is wide open, standing in the corner, wanting the ball, and they just don't pass it to her.
And just shoot it. Why not? If it doesn't fall, you're continuing to just try to bring the ball outside and bring Alcorn outside of the paint as well. And then some might fall as the game goes on. You never know, but just take those shots.
Let's go around the SWAC in your Thursday night of women's basketball action. One game has gone final already. Southern all over Mississippi Valley State, 69-46. Southern still my pick to win the SWAC title on the women's side. Fourth quarter, Florida A&M led by a lot. They now lead by just a little. Florida A&M 56, Jackson State 53. The Rattlers have led by as many as 9 in the contest. Florida A&M trying to stay in touching distance at the top of the SWAC, and Jackson State, who's had a rough start to conference play, coming here on Saturday. Alabama A&M all over Prairie View A&M at the half, 34-17. Wow. That's out at Prairie View. Texas Southern over Alabama State, 46-38. That game is about to start the third quarter. And Arkansas Pine Bluff trails Grambling State 20-10. They're midway through the second quarter in Grambling, Louisiana. Alcorn State looking for a win tonight. A win would be their first ever victory in this building as a program. 0-4 in Moore Gym and 0-3 since the Wildcats joined the SWAC in 2021. But also looking to keep a leg in the first place race with Southern already winning tonight. They're 5-1. Alcorn State can match them and join them at 5-1. The Wildcats looking to get off the basement of the table at 1-4, but still a lot of basketball yet to be played, Jade. And of course, everybody makes the tournament this year, so you never know. You got to be playing your best basketball towards the end of the season, but that run can start right now.
Absolutely, and you never want to wait till the end or be too far into the season to gain any sort of momentum. You want to get key wins as the season goes on. This would be a prime opportunity for the Wildcats to really just gain some confidence back within themselves, especially after going on the road and losing these last 2 games that they had. Just getting some momentum and confidence back here at home would be really good for the Wildcats.
Wildcats start with the ball, and in the second half, they'll go right to left in the all-white trimmed in gold. The purple and gold for Alcorn State defending. Madison Holden flips it across to Jordan Brooks. Brooks trying to get around Cheatham, ducks it down to the corner for Sinai Tyler. She's double teamed and threw the ball away, but it comes straight to Tyler Butler. She missed the jumper. And here comes Alcorn State. Wildcats tried to take it away in transition. Tyler Butler trying to add steals to her repertoire. Short corner skip pass to Claytor. Now here's Kiara Henderson working on Butler. Backdoor feed to Cheatham off the glass and in. Nakia Cheatham now up to a game-high 10 points in only 14 minutes. Long pass ahead finds Holden.
You see them trying to push the pace here, getting up to Holden within 1 pass.
Kickball goes against Nakia Cheatham. Cheatham started her college career at Coahoma Community College. Was a junior college all-region and all-conference MVP down there at the junior college level. Brooks across to Holden, has to jump to keep that ball in play. Tyler at the free throw line, kick out to Holden. Up fake, long 2, good.
That's Madison Holden's bread and butter right there. Beats 1 defender, short jumper for 2.
Wildcats will run that 2-1-2 pressure zone. Rebound for Henderson. Here's a 3 from Claytor. Rattles out. Another board for Henderson. Claytor at the free throw line, down low. Walker fighting for it and lost the handle. Holden with a head of steam. Stops and will rifle it down low to a wide open Sinai Tyler. Great assist by Madison Holden.
Great work by the Wildcats, just being patient, letting that play develop. Alcorn State did not have enough time to get set in their defense, and a great pass by Holden to Sinai Tyler.
Nice cross-court passing by Alcorn. As an open look from the top of the key for Hunt as she buries the 6th 3 of the ball game for Alcorn State. Wildcats are giving up those outside looks. Peters tried to find Tyler. Tough shot through contact, no good, but again, Jordan Brooks screaming for the ball on the outside.
Well, they can't let those long threes by Alcorn just deter their momentum. They had it, and the confidence was brewing for the Wildcats.
Walker, no good over Butler. She kicks out for Claytor that the catch and shoot short. And again, 2 Wildcats run into each other and lose the ball out of bounds on a rebound. Maya Johnson's gonna come back in for the Wildcats. Had a productive 5 minutes in the first half and picked up 2 fouls.
Both Cheatham and Leah Houston are on the court right now for Alcorn State. Might be a problem for the Wildcats.
Claytor, the 3-point shooter. On the drive, here's Hunt. Walled off by Johnson, chased to the corner with 10 to shoot. Henderson against Butler, the backdoor pass, and an easy lay-in for Leah Houston.
Great execution on the offensive board there for Alcorn State. The passing was brilliant, precise, and an easy finish.
Just like that, right back up by 10 as a backcourt violation forced by Alcorn's defense. Hunt did a great job turning her hips. They're forcing Madison Holden wide, and she stepped on the half-court stripe. 15th turnover for the game for the Wildcats. And a quick 5-0 run for Alcorn State at the start of this 3rd quarter, and the Braves look to continue it here, up by 10. Just inside the free throw line, Houston. Hunt drives baseline, gets around Johnson, but steps out of bounds. Kiara Henderson, still on the floor, has played all but 1 minute of this contest. Absolute workhorse for Alcorn State. Holden shovels it across to Brooks. Up fake to the corner. Butler back out. Holden open for three. Short off the front of the rim. Claytor the rebound for Alcorn State. Madison Holden again, just a 6.5% free throw shooter. 2 for 31 on this season. Wide open is Houston. As Hunt drew a double team. Largest lead of the game for Alcorn State. Coach Creighton calls a timeout.
Needed right now. Alcorn State was running and executing their plays perfectly right now. Wildcats getting a little bit rattled as this game has gone on here in the second quarter, just almost at that halfway point, or the third quarter, excuse me.
35-23, largest lead of the night for Alcorn State at 12 points. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. And make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest, featuring all new items. Buy the latest BCU gear online at the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on shop. Wildcats home against Alcorn and Jackson State this week, and then on the road in Alabama next week. One of the toughest road trips in the SWAC, Alabama A&M and Alabama State, before returning in the first week of January as they take on, the first week of February, excuse me, as they take on Texas Southern and Prairie View A&M before starting the return legs of their schedule.
We don't want to go back and restart January. This month is long, Michael.
It's been long enough as it is, you're right.
We are getting into February.
February starts crossover season.
Yes, it does.
The dreaded crossover season, but it also starts baseball and softball, which I'm very excited about.
So excited for.
Wildcats down 12. Hot start to this third quarter for Alcorn State. Peters trapped in the corner. They finally kick it out to Brooks. Back down Johnson. Got it on the foul. Over 3 purple jerseys. Really nice ball movement. That's what I want to see for the Wildcats. The kick out to the corner doesn't necessarily mean you shoot the three. Sometimes it just means it draws that extra defender out there and makes the post play a little bit easier.
Well, you talked about the court vision there in the first half, and that was exactly what the Wildcats implemented there. She gets the ball back and just uses her body over Henderson there. A little bit of attitude, I loved it.
Johnson short on the free throw, just a 46% free throw shooter, Maya Johnson. Cats down 10. Falling into the front court is Hunt. Cheatham trapped, back to Hunt. Wildcats will switch to a bit of a man defense here to try and prevent some of that outside shooting. But you can't leave Houston wide open underneath, as Maya Johnson does there. Houston now up to 8. Hold into the short corner for DeRasia Pitts, who's just checked in. Johnson goes up, misses off the window, got it back, and finger rolls it over the rim. Wildcats continue to keep the gap at 10, but you need a couple of defensive stops here. Watch number 11 down low in purple, Leia Houston. She's been really good to start this second half, and they've been finding her on ball screen actions. As that one is tapped out of bounds by the Wildcats, and we will have the third quarter media timeout. Follow the Wildcats like never before and listen to every CatEye Network broadcast live for free Just head to bcuathletics.com/radio on your computer or mobile device to hear the hometown radio call of every Wildcat home game and select road games for free, powered by MixLR. Don't miss a second of the action. That's bcuathletics.com/radio. Of course, we're looking forward to a Saturday doubleheader against Jackson State. Times are a bit different, so if you're listening to this one and want to come down to Moore Gym, there is no reason why you shouldn't, especially if you're a student listening to this broadcast. You should be here. ESPN on campus for the second game, but you got to remember, 12:30 for that women's game, early, so we get that game out of the way so there's no chance of that game backing up into the men's time slot at 4 p.m.
Good thing I checked it earlier and you said it again, because I probably wasn't going to show up for work until later, so I'm glad that we're reiterating it multiple times. 12:30 for that women's game on Saturday.
Checking in on that Florida A&M Jackson State game. Florida A&M is trying to run away and hide, up 64-56 with 3:48 to go in the third. They're halfway through the third in Prairie View, Texas, with Alabama A&M 37, Prairie View 19. 8.5 to go third quarter, and Alabama State is trying to come back against Texas Southern. That's 49-42 Texas Southern, and it's 31-24 Grambling State stamping their authority all over Pine Bluff with 2 minutes to go in the first half. In Louisiana, Wildcats steal the inbounds pass, but they're going to call Sinai Tyler for a foul off the ball and give it right back to Alcorn State. On Maya Johnson. So now Johnson's got 3 fouls, got to be careful. Wild pass. Cheatham got a lucky deflection. She drives the baseline. Kick out Claytor. Catch and shoot 3 short. Derasia Pitts elevates for the rebound, and she got fouled. You can see, I could read the lips of Coach Creighton saying thank you to the referees, because they've been hounding on rebounds all game.
And that's exactly the stop that they needed, especially in this point in the third quarter. Down by 10, they need to crawl their way back. A stop right there is essential for the Wildcats. Now they convert here on the offensive side.
Peters, tough catch in traffic at the free throw line. She'll back out to Holden. Brooks against the longer Cheatham. Peters in traffic again. Holden across to Brooks again. Brooks tries to drive into a double team, tries to find Johnson and turns the ball over. Tiara Henderson down the floor, lost the handle, but a foul called on Holden as she caught Cheatham on the arm, or correction, Henderson on the arm.
Holden didn't even know the ball was coming towards her, that it was loose at all. Her teammates just kind of screamed to her a little bit late that there was a loose ball behind her, and just scrambled there and got the foul called.
Surprised Maya Johnson is staying in with 3 fouls as we see Dorsey and Butler getting set to come in now. Left hand hook shot, no good. Johnson fighting for the rebound, she'll grab it.
And that's exactly why she's in. She's been able to get the rebounds on the defensive side, but then also on the offensive, and she's put up 6 points.
Peters attacks, left hand pulls up baseline, off the heel. Put back by Pitts, bucket and the foul. No, not gonna count the bucket. They're not gonna count the bucket. They're gonna say the foul was on the floor before the shots. Tough going on Derasia Pitts, who elevated over Houston to get that tip in. And now they're gonna go to the benches, as we'll review.
I think that's a good idea.
And Tyler Butler getting set to check back in. And that's a good thing for the Wildcats. She's been Bethune-Cookman's best player. 3 out of 4 from the floor, 9 points, 3 free throws, 6 rebounds, looking at a double-double potentially. I would like a guard, one of them, to find some offense.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Dorsey with 4, Holden with 4, Tyler with 4, and Pitts with 2. Peters scoreless, and Brooks scoreless, and Kelly scoreless as well. It's been all on Tyler Butler and Maya Johnson tonight.
It's really interesting that KP is scoreless in this game. She's never really shut out at all, and for her to be silent is a factor really for this Wildcats team. They have to have her give some sort of points on the board, but Sanai Tyler has been doing a fantastic job. She's out right now. Tyler Butler in, who's doing a great job trying to get any offensive production going for the Wildcats, and they're going to take a long look at this one. They've been looking at it from multiple different angles, just trying to figure out which one happened first.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the same thing that the replay is, and they're looking for the hook off the ball. So I don't think this will be overturned from what I'm seeing. Because the ball comes in, Pitts grabs the rebound, and then away from Pitts, Maya Johnson gets thrown to the ground. They may also be looking at this potential technical here, or a flagrant here, because Johnson definitely got her body wrapped around and thrown to the ground by Houston.
Yeah, that was a lot towards the end there. We will get the final call here right now.
They're going to score the basket. So I think the Wildcats are going to get the best of both worlds here. They're going to score the basket and get a dead ball foul on Alcorn, so they'll keep the basketball.
That's, like you mentioned, the best of every world they could possibly have, especially down like they are right now. They need a break. And this could be it for the Wildcats. The third quarter in their last game against Mississippi Valley was their most productive. They had 21 points in it. Right now, only 8 in this third quarter. Can they add some right here after this play?
Down 11-8 in the third. 37-29 on the overall scoreboard. Hits the one-handed catch. She'll attack, lose the handle, get it back, throw it up. No, I missed the shot. Really attacking Cheatham, trying to get her to make a mistake, but Nakia will get the ball away to Jada Bowen. So a chance for the Wildcats to cut into this lead goes away. Excuse me. Wildcats will stay in this man defense with Butler back on the floor. They'll try a backdoor pass, and the Wildcats will have the ball.
Another stop for the Wildcats right now. It's essential for them to get points right now. Alcorn State set up in their defensive areas. Jordan Brooks coming up the court. Really a firecracker for this Wildcats team. Can she just facilitate the play right now?
She ices the screen going left, Pitts down low. Backdoor pass to Butler. She can't corral it. Back to Brooks, 10 on the shot clock. Brooks around a screen. Jumper from Peters, got it. Hit every part of the rim and finally went down. So Peters on the board.
Finally, and they needed it right now. And it was a great job by the Wildcats just to facilitate the play. Passes were fantastic, and then the way to execute for KP.
A couple of long passes back and forth for Alcorn. Couldn't find a shooting angle, so they'll reset. And Jada Bowen takes some time off the clock with her heels on the logo at midcourt. Wildcats down by 6, 2 minutes to go third quarter. Bowen with Houston sitting on the ground. She takes a long three and gets nothing but crisp, more gymnasium air.
And it is crisp.
I'm not sure what the plan was there for Alcorn, because Bowen dribbled for about 20 seconds by herself just inside the half-court stripe and then just chucked it up.
I don't think she realized how much time was ticking off of the shot clock. She was trying to do as much as she can with the game clock, but didn't realize the shot clock was still going as well. Back-to-back stops for the Wildcats.
Under 2 to play. They go to the short corner for Tyler Butler. Butler picks up the dribble, got to find somewhere to go with the ball. Back to Dorsey. Dorsey to Brooks in the corner. Baseline drive all the way through. Hands to Pitts. And is that going to be a jump ball? It is. And Alcorn has the possession arrow. And Damani Dorsey talking to Tyler Butler about what she could have done better there when she picked up the dribble. So the Wildcats turn the ball over for a 17th time tonight. Despite the press, Alcorn State with only 9 turnovers. Really nice defense by Jordan Brooks as she denies the easy one down low for Cheatham.
You could see her reading that play as her eyes were going over the ball. And just tipped that one out of bounds for the Wildcats.
1:21 left in this third quarter. Wildcats down 6. They've been down by as many as 12. The scoreless run for Alcorn nears 4 minutes. Offensive putback attempt is off the glass and in for Lauren Nelson. And again, offensive rebounds. Alcorn leading 14-8. As Maya Johnson gets set to check back in. Tyler attacks. Wide open. The pass to Pitts.
KP drew 2 defenders there. Pitts was wide open right under the basket.
39-33. 40 seconds to go third quarter. Open jumper at the free throw line. No good, but they're going to get a foul on the Wildcats as Kiara Henderson took a tumble. And Pitts is going to pick up her foul. Her first. Madison Holden and Maya Johnson are going to check into the game. Both of them have 3 fouls right now, as they'll save Tyler Butler for the 4th.
I think we're going to see both of these players in spurts here as this game goes on. Short bench, like you mentioned earlier, but they've been producing points for the Wildcats, especially Johnson, so as long as she can stay on the court, the better.
And now we're going to go to the benches again as the referees decide that they want to talk something over. I'm not sure what they're going to review this time because that looked like a pretty clear-cut foul to me.
It did.
The only thing I can think is that they're going to potentially check this for a flagrant foul. We need to get one of those microphones that they have in some of the bigger arenas in here where the referees just explain what's going on.
That would be so helpful and make our job so much easier. And give your voice a break.
My voice doesn't need a break. What are you talking about? Tyler Butler still the top scorer for the Wildcats with 9 points. Nakia Cheatham leads the way for Alcorn with 10. Both of them just 1 bucket apiece here in this third quarter. Maya Johnson, 6. Dorsey, Holden, and Tyler, and Pitts all with 4. Peters with 2, so balanced for the Wildcats. But one of my keys to the game, back at the top of the show for Bethune-Cookman, and they're just going to stand the call on the floor, which is a personal foul, which we thought that's what it was anyway.
Which we knew.
But one of the things I wanted to see the Wildcats do was find someone who could consistently put the ball in the basket, and they haven't done that.
No.
We've seen Brooks try, Dorsey try, Holden and Tyler have tried it, and nobody can consistently drive the lane. Alcorn State doing a really good job on defense. 20 on the shot clock, 35 in the third quarter game clock for Alcorn with a baseline in here. Houston almost coughed up the ball, had it roll back out to Bowen. Cheatham steps into a 3. Too long. Peters with the shot clock off. We saw right at the end of the second quarter the Wildcats get a good offensive possession. And they do the same again with 15 to go in the third. They'll wait till about the 10-second mark. And here we go. Holden goes right, kicks it back. Dorsey, defender falls down, floater in the lane, shorts, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. Wildcats down by 6. They've cut into the deficit a little bit. They trailed by as many as 12 early on in this third quarter and ended on a 7-2 run at the end of the quarter. So the Wildcats with a little bit of momentum heading to the fourth, Jerry.
Third quarter seems to be their magic quarter so far, especially in these last 2 games. Right now, had their most points, just up by 1 from the second quarter, 13 to 14 points. But they're making this a game. You see the confidence, you see the pieces coming together for them. They haven't had the most offensive production that they've wanted, but Tyler Butler, in and out of this game, has been on when she's been in.
Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on X and Instagram at BCU_athletics. For the latest on BCU women's basketball, follow at BCU WBB on X and Instagram. This is what I would normally shout out Jade and Kelvin, but Jade's here on the
No way,
broadcast.
you shout us out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Every broadcast at the end of the social media read, because you guys are the reason for the social media, so there you go.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I am the voice behind it all, everyone. Thanks for doing that. Oh, that's so sweet. Give us a follow. What?
10 minutes to go, and the Wildcats still in with a puncher's chance, down by 6. Just like they did against Mississippi Valley, they won the third quarter, 14-13. They hit as many field goals in that third quarter as they did the entirety of the first half, but only got to the free throw line one time on an and one. So they did one of the things we were asking for, but not the other one.
And now this is the moment where they're going to put it all together for this fourth quarter.
Wildcats get the ball to start the fourth via the alternating possession. Thank you for staying with us here on the CatEye Network and SWAC TV this evening. On this Thursday night, as we hit the end of January. Damani Dorsey up top to Maya Johnson, back to Dorsey. Attacks, floater, got it. Damani Dorsey, her second bucket of the night. That's a big one, maybe it gets her going. Four-point game. Kaylin Peters, really aggressive defense on Cheatham, knocks the ball out of bounds. And from our angle, I thought that Cheatham was chirping with Kaylin Peters. She might have just been talking to her teammate.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised either way.
Peters on the UCLA cut left to right. She gets the ball. Throws it to the corner. Low pass, caught by Floyd. Floyd switched onto by Holden. Dribbles past Holden, but there's no more time. Second shot clock violation for Alcorn tonight.
They're just not aware of that number ticking down. It's right in front of them.
Good defense by the Wildcats. Excellent switching at the point of attack as well.
They really just denied them any opportunities to shoot there.
Holden got the foul called on Floyd. And we saw Jordan Brooks and Delasia Hurd Floyd going at it in the first half, and now it's Madison Holden's turn. And I'm glad they called that, because I think both sides have been a little bit too handsy at the top of the key tonight, but especially number 10 in purple. Peters, one to beat, gets fire. A wild scramble for the ball, and a travel. Wow. Coach Creighton incensed at that call. It was a mash of bodies in there grabbing for the rebound. She's talked to one official, now two officials, now she's gonna go talk to the third one.
I would talk to everybody that I possibly could, because I'm not sure how that could have been called a travel.
Yeah, that's a big one. A chance for Alcorn to end this 10-2 Wildcat run across the quarter break over the last 6.5 minutes. Floyd in the corner, tapped out of bounds by Maya Johnson. She only has 6 points, but this to me has been one of Maya Johnson's better games of the season. 13 minutes, 6 points, 4 boards.
She's usually been a player that's just in and out of the game, and so she's gotten some consistent minutes. Been able to do some things on the defensive end as well that has helped. It doesn't show up in the stat sheet.
Wild layup, right hand, no good for Hunt. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Braves. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Light crowd in Moore Gym tonight. I'm sure a lot of students saving their energy for Saturday. Quick catch and shoot, the bank is open for Laura Nelson. They've run that play a couple of times off the baseline inbound.
They have. Nelson with kind of a wonky looking shot there, but executes.
Peters, catch and shoot three. Kaboom! First three of the night for Bethune-Cookman, and it's a 3-point game.
Couldn't have come at a better time, especially for KP. She's needed some points. The energy that it's given the Wildcats is apparent.
Cheatham to respond, no. Foul on Alcorn underneath.
And a stop on the other side of the ball.
And they get Henderson for the foul. Only one Brave with more than 2 fouls. Houston's got 3. For the Wildcats, Johnson and Holden both have 3. And here is, oh, they're gonna get the 4th foul on Madison Holden for a push-off on Floyd. I know I'm biased, but that was soft.
Yeah, I agree. I think these refs have been calling a pretty soft game on all fronts.
4th foul on Holden, so now the scoreless Jordan Brooks will have to come in. She's got 4 assists, which leads the Wildcats, but no points in 26 minutes for Jordan Brooks. Wildcats down 38-41, 7:40 to go, and have just committed their 19th turnover. Loose ball in the corner, Alcorn keeps it. Cheatham to Claytor, double team back to Cheatham, wide open for 3, but she won't take it. To the short corner, extra pass, and the extra pass is good. Krishanti Walker scores only her 2nd bucket of the night. Imani Dorsey with only 6 tonight. Brooks on a curl screen, didn't find her. Johnson comes up, Peters goes by her, and that's gonna be a jump ball. Alcorn State with the possession arrow. My goodness. (43-38). Jay, this reminds me a lot of the Grambling State game where the Wildcats ended up losing 67-60 2 weeks ago in this building, where they were close, and then right at the end, Grambling State scored the last 7 points to pull away right at the end. And there's still 7 minutes to go in this one. Lots of twists in this tale, that's to be told.
Yeah, there's time to play for sure here, but you cannot let this Alcorn State team get ahead.
Henderson down low to Walker. And a foul called, and if that's on Johnson, that's her 4th, and that is her 4th.
It will be.
And Tyler Butler, who's still chasing that double-double, 9.6 boards at the moment, checks back in. Just under 7 minutes remaining. And Jordan Brooks steals the inbounds pass. Throws it up to Tyler. 1 dribble layup blocked by Cheatham, but a foul. As Cheatham goes crashing into the wall behind the basket.
Brooks again using that awareness to just pick that ball off. Tonight, Tyler was sprinting down the court. You could see Cheatham just gaining behind her, knowing that she was about to come up. But again, Wildcats at the charity stripe with an opportunity to sink points in.
Only the 2nd free throw attempts and 3rd free throw attempts coming up for the Wildcats in this 2nd half. Tyler good on the 1st one. Tonight, Tyler leading the team in rebounds on the season with 6.4 and leading the team in boards tonight with 7. Deep knee bend, here's the 2nd free throw, hanging on the rim, and it falls. A little bit of home cooking right there for Sinai Tyler, and it's a 3-point game again.
Has to create some suspense.
Wildcats pressed way beyond the 3-point line. Cheatham open in the corner, down low Walker, working on Tyler. Nice ball movement in and out for Alcorn. Henderson down low, shovels to Walker, free throw line jumper off the mark, rebound tonight Tyler. Shoveled ahead to Jordan Brooks. Wildcats will slow things down, 6:20 to go. Here comes Hornset, Brooks goes right. Tyler top of the key, down low Butler. Back out for the tie, no! Damani Dorsey just off on the 3. 6 minutes to go. This building does not serve up boring games.
Never.
Henderson at the elbow, attacks Tyler Butler. Butler falls down. Wildcats wanted a 3 seconds None forthcoming, and it's 45-40 as Nate Kilbert calls timeout for Alcorn State. Back to a 5-point game. Nate Kilbert, a career SWAC player and coach, played at Mississippi Valley State all 4 years, a SWAC champion with the Delta Devils in 1986. Then was the Delta Devils head coach from 2001 to 2011, winning back-to-back SWAC Coach of the Year. Then 8 years at UAPB, he's the winningest head coach in program history at Arkansas Pine Bluff for the women's side, and now at Alcorn State. In his 6th season with the Braves, he's led them to back-to-back second-place finishes in the SWAC. Just couldn't get over the juggernaut that was 2024 Jackson State, or the gritty team that was 2025 Southern.
Yeah, he's just a head coach is described as a calm character, and they all kind of reflect him. When he gets the jitters or when he gets going, the team reflects that on the court. There was a point in the game when his team was not prepared on defense. He looked at them to get them set, and they immediately all locked in and got into position. So he's just that type of coach that demands that respect from his team, but they also go as he goes and wants them to be that offensive powerhouse that we've seen tonight.
I was talking to Charles, who is down there doing the Alcorn State radio on the other side of the gym. I was talking to him before the game, and I said, but before the season started, on our radio show, I said that Alcorn State women's basketball being picked 6th in the SWAC preseason poll was not okay. Because, like, they finished 2nd the last 2 years. Yes, their top 2 scorers from last year, Destiny Brown and Zanaya White, are both graduated, but you can't put a team that's finished 2nd the last 2 years and returns 8 players 6th in the preseason poll, and they're proving everybody wrong so far with a 4-1 start.
I think that's a little bit disrespectful as well. This team is playing so well together tonight. They have all season. They have multiple shooters, and they've been just dominant as the season has gone on.
Cats down 5, 5:40 to go. Brooks against Claytor on the right wing side. Across to Dorsey. Dorsey working on Hunt. Here comes the screen. Dorsey to her right, to the free throw line to Tyler. 8 to shoot. Back out Dorsey. Fakes the 3. Gets to the free throw line. Pulls up and cans it. Damani Dorsey coming alive in the second half. Up to 8 points, 6 of her 8 in the second half. Once again, a 3-point contest. Into the corner for Claytor. Long pass back to Henderson. In the corner, Cheatham on the left-hand side. Down low, Walker, back out, 3 on the way, and 3 free throws coming for Alcorn State. They're gonna get a shooting space foul against Jordan Brooks.
Wildcats did a really good job of just moving as the ball was moving, not being necessarily reactionary to it. They got to the ball quickly. That foul just unfortunate for Jordan Brooks here as the Wildcats are closing in on this lead that the Lady Braves have been holding this entire game.
Jashira Hunt at the free throw line. Makes the first. Hunt, the senior from Roxy, Mississippi, talked about her being an all-region performer at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, and then last season averaged 11 points at Tougaloo College. Both of those, junior college and then Tougaloo's NAIA. Scored over 1,000 points and had over 900 rebounds at Coahoma County High School. Makes 2 of 3 free throws to make it 47 of 42. Brooks picks up the ball after Butler lost it in the backcourt. Brooks still scoreless in tonight's contest. Has to reset and throws the ball over Kaylin Peters' head. Kiara Henderson, coast to coast. Got fouled by the tracking Sinai Tyler, and that'll be her 3rd. The Wildcats feeling it slip away just a little bit here.
We saw Monty just get the team together as soon as that ball went out of bounds, just to make sure her team knows that we're right there. We have this. If we just continue to pressure them and convert when we can. Those little mistakes, just unfortunate. It usually doesn't happen between Brooks and Peters. They have a very good relationship on the court together. But great job by one of the leaders in Damani Dorsey just to get her team together immediately.
Kiara Henderson in her 5th college season, her 3rd at Alcorn State. Started her college career at Colby College in Kansas. Back to a 6-point game. The Wildcats cut it to as little as 3 multiple times in this 4th quarter, but have not been able to get over the hump. Here comes Horns again. Brooks to Butler, the team's top scorer. Shovels it down low to Sinai Tyler. She got fouled as she tried to go through Nakia Cheatham. That'll be Cheatham's 3rd foul. But there's so much experience and depth on this Alcorn State team. 14 out of their 15 players healthy tonight. They've all gotten into the game. You talk about Hunt, a senior, Cheatham, a graduate student, Henderson, a graduate student, Claytor, a graduate student, Janae Anderson, who's seen the floor tonight, is another graduate student. First free throw good for Tyler. This is a team that is poised to potentially make a run at the SWAC and finally get over the hump of finishing 2nd place.
When you can stay healthy and you have that much experience on a team, that it helps in the long run, especially if you can do that first one well and stay healthy.
Offensive rebound for Jordan Brooks off the missed free throw. Wildcats with a chance to cut this 5-point lead down to size. Jordan Brooks runs the same play as she did last time. Tyler top of the key, 5 to shoot. Dorsey, 3 to shoot, gotta get it off, 2-1, she puts it up, and it's no good. And a foul on Sinai Tyler, her 4th, as she tripped Nakia Cheatham. And that will send Cheatham 94 feet down the floor to shoot free throws at the other end, as Alcorn State is now in the bonus for the last 3:53. Wildcats, chances, chances, chances. 10 second chance points, just 4 points for the Wildcats off 11 Alcorn turnovers. 15 points for Alcorn off 21 Bethune-Cookman turnovers. Nakia Cheatham is so good from the free throw line, 65%. Was hot in the first half, scored 8 of her now 11 in the first half. This is the 2nd. Wildcats got to find offense and find it quickly. 3:45 to go down, 49-43. They'll run Horns again, this time an entry pass to Pitts. Around the top comes Dorsey. Ball deflected, and Dorsey has to retreat to collect it with 10 on the shot clock. Broken play. What can Amani Dorsey create herself? Oh, she can do just that. An offhand layup while she was parallel to the ground.
That's just heart from Monty right there. She just wills this team sometimes to get the job done. You saw her on the other end of the court bring her team together when that ball went out of bounds after the turnover. Now on the opposite end of the court, she just gets it done for her team in a critical position. And it's all Damani Dorsey right now for the Wildcats.
And I think it needs to be down the stretch. She's now got 10 points. Make that 11. But she's the only guard that has really stepped up offensively for the Wildcats tonight.
Cool, calm, and collected at the free throw line, especially when they need those points right now.
Hunt drives past Dorsey all the way in, layup too strong. Wildcats once again down 3 with the ball. Dorsey to Peters, almost had the ball away from her. Peters from the corner, 3-pointer off the mark. Offensive rebound for Butler. She turned the ball over trying to kick it out. Cheatham into the front court off the pass from Hunt. Cheatham throws it down low. And we'll reset. Hunt thought about the 3. Instead, she'll drive and reset. 2:48 to go. Walker at the top of the key. Almost got the ball ripped away by Butler. 10 to shoot. And a foul off the ball on the Wildcats will send Alcorn to the line.
No.
Wow. That's a tough call.
They were in that breather moment where they were trying to work it out. Both teams were just feeling out the play. The next step was going to be something, and then that foul was called.
They got Dorsey for the foul, her second.
And Cheatham's not going to miss at this charity stripe.
Back to a 2-possession game. Again, like the Grambling game, the Wildcats were close the entire second half. They could never tie the game or take the lead. Brooks. Off the Butler screen. That's an illegal screen. Yep, her feet were still moving. Twenty fouls on the Wildcats tonight. 3 players with 4, Johnson, Tyler, and Holden. Wildcats will play a little bit of press here, trying to get the ball back down 4, 2:25 to go. Really nice ball movement. Walker travels. Both teams really nervous. You can tell. Because both teams are making mistakes.
Just little detailed mistakes that you don't normally see, especially down the stretch in a game like this where you're in the final quarter, last 2 minutes. You don't really see those that often. However, the Wildcats will take it, especially right now.
Wildcats have both Johnson and Butler in the game at the same time for the first time tonight, running a big lineup. Jordan Brooks with the basketball. Goes around Hunt, goes around Henderson, and the layup misses everything and goes out of bounds. And Jordan Brooks now slow to get up. Madison Holden with 4 fouls is going to come in as Jordan Brooks limps back to the bench.
It was a little bit rushed, it looked like, from Brooks. And she's a player that's been dealing with a little bit of injury throughout this season as well. Don't want to have her get more injured, especially right in a game like this. But
and we're going to have a timeout for review. And I think it is mandated that every time there is an injury after contact, it gets looked at. There was no foul called on the floor, but they will go to the monitor just to see, just in case something happened. I don't think anything was wrong with that play. I think Jordan Brooks was forced a little bit too wide by Hunt. Good defense sliding to her left, forced a tough layup. And Brooks maybe trying a little bit too hard, you know, knowing in the back of her mind she doesn't have any points tonight.
No, I think she just was a little bit rushed by that, plus the timing of it all, wanting to get points on the board for her team. I think there was great defense by Alcorn there just to force her out wide, like you said.
2 minutes exactly to go as we have a review after Jordan Brooks got injured after a wild layup attempt. I'm looking at the review right now. It looks clean from Henderson on the defense. Again, this is just the start of another home weekend at Moore Gym. Saturday doubleheader, 12:30 and 4 against Jackson State, and then Alcorn men come to Moore Gym on Monday. It is must-see TV on Saturday at 4 p.m. as first place in the SWAC is up for grabs between Bethune-Cookman and Jackson State, both 4-1 to start conference play. The Wildcats, to say their games have been exciting would be an understatement.
Yeah. They absolutely have been. I didn't know, everyone warned me that Moore Gym gets rocking because I just started here in October, but hadn't really been able to see it for myself. It has been a pleasure to watch both basketball teams, but especially our men's team, just be dominant so far, especially here at home, only dropping that one game to Southern. That was so emotional as it was and crazy. I'm really excited for Saturday.
Of course, winning that overtime thrill ride against Arkansas Pine Bluff on Saturday.
Crazy. I'd like to keep it interesting even when they're not at home.
Yeah.
Keep you on your toes.
And even if you don't want to tune in for the Wildcats, which you should be doing, you should tune in for Deshaun Ruffin, who through the first 5 games of conference play for Jackson State is averaging 32 points per game.
He is unearthly for Jackson State. He's going up against the likes of Jacoby Hetty, who just put up a season high 25 in their last match as well.
So no no call on the floor. It'll be Alcorn State ball. The review doesn't overturn anything. So the Wildcats need another stop. Down by 4, 2 minutes to go. The sparse crowd here at Moore Gymnasium trying to will their team to a comeback. Wildcats will trap. Henderson at the top of the key, picks up the dribble, goes inside to Nelson, and back out to Henderson. Sand draining through the hourglass as Alcorn State will just run time off the clock. Henderson attacks, kick for Claytor. This could be a backbreaker, but it's no good off the glass. Here come the Cats. Holden. Off horns goes left. Back to DeRasia Pitts, attacking the paint, going up, scoring the basket, but no! It's an offensive foul as Jashira Hunt stepped in and took the charge. The 2-minute scoreless streak for the Wildcats will continue. And I saw Coach Reggie Theus on the far side, standing next to our AD George Bright. He almost wanted to get in and start chipping at the refs like he was coaching the ball game.
Good. Yeah, the whole gym erupted with that call, and then as soon as they saw that it was an offensive foul.
Now, to be fair to the referees, that is probably as close of a block charge as we've had tonight. Could have gone either way. I'd call that 50-50.
They're going to take another look at it right here, at least confer within each other.
So, you missed an episode of Hail Wildcats Radio because you weren't feeling well a couple weeks ago.
Yes, I'm sick, sad.
And the fun topic for that episode, if you don't know, if you don't listen to the show, you should be. Why aren't you listening to our radio show? But at the end of the show, we always like to do a fun topic, which is a small segment about something unrelated to Bethune-Cookman Athletics. And the fun topic for that show was, what was one rule in sports that if you could change, you would?
Oh, cool.
And Bryce's answer was replay, right? If you cannot sort out a replay within 60 seconds, call in the field stance. It has to be that way because we've lost 5 to 5 or 10 minutes here in the last 5 minutes of game time on reviews, which none of them have been overturned. Thankfully, that was a quick one.
That was a very quick one. Is there any time limit in sports? In any sport?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think there is either. That's a good one. I don't know.
My favorite review system in sports is a combination of volleyball and tennis. Because in volleyball, you have the Hawkeye system, and in tennis, the same thing, where it is in or out.
Yep.
And the computer calls it in or out, and there's no arguing, and that's it. You get an answer immediately.
VAR in soccer is pretty similar.
Yep. That's a travel. Jashira Hunt dragged her back foot. Another blip from Alcorn State with 1:08 to go. So Johnson's going to come in for Pitts, and we're once again going to see this big lineup with Butler, Peters, Pitts as the 3 in the front court, Holden and Dorsey in the back court for the Wildcats. Johnson on the outside. Here's KP. Gets the screen. Illegal screen, and Maya Johnson is done for the night. That's her 5th foul. And by my count, the 4th illegal screen on the Wildcats and 6th offensive foul of the night. So DeRasia Pitts is going to come back in. Both teams scoreless over the last minute 31, but the Wildcats have no points in the last 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Timeout, Alcorn State. And they're going to advance the ball. So we get to talk about this. My response of the what sports rule you could change, since we're in basketball season, and frequenters to our broadcast have heard me gripe about this a lot. I want to homogenize the rules between men's and women's college basketball.
Okay.
The men's game needs to go to quarters like every other basketball league in the world. And other things need to change to be the same. Because depending on whether it's a men's game or the women's game, chief among them, we're going to see one of the rule differences right here. On a timeout, you can advance the ball to the front court if it's a dead ball timeout. In the men's game, you can't do that. You have to get the ball in play, run it into the front court, and then call timeout to get the ball in the front court off the timeout.
Why do they do that? Why?
I do not know.
Who makes the rules?
The NCAA makes the rules.
NCAA
And other things too, other small things like what constitutes a tie-up, what constitutes, when does the shot clock reset to 20 or 30 in different situations is different between both men's and women's basketball. It's just ridiculous and hard to keep track of.
I think there's more gray area within the NCAA rules than like black and white. I think there's more gray in the NCAA in general than black and white things.
But I think moving the men's game to quarters and homogenizing the timeout rule would be a good start.
I agree. I don't know what mine would be yet. I'll get back to you on that, though.
Yeah, no, actually, I wanted to hear your thoughts because you being the former college athlete on the panel, I want to hear your thoughts on it. So it's a front court inbound for Alcorn State. Again, trying to increase this 4-point lead. Claytor, not a clean catch. She would have had an open look from the wing. And the Wildcats will foul here and send Alcorn State to the line with 47 seconds left. I'm not sure that was an intentional foul. And they'll send the best free throw shooter the Braves have, Jashira Hunt. 84% on the year to the charity stripe. No matter how she does in the line, it will still be a 2-possession game. But now you got to start shooting threes if you're the Wildcats. They are 1 for 7 on the night from beyond the arc. The only three-pointer the Wildcats have hit tonight was Kaylin Peters. And the Wildcats will call timeout, and they'll advance the ball. Wildcats down 6 again, where it seems like they have been for most of this second half. Alcorn State led by 7 at the break, jumped out to a 12-point lead. The Wildcats cut it to 3, and then they've cut it to 3 time and time again, but have never been closer than that.
And it's just those unfortunate missed opportunities that have really kept them from advancing any closer to Alcorn, and credit to them, they've been able to hang on to the lead and been aggressive on both sides of the ball, just using their bodies, and then on the offensive end, just putting the points away. But the Wildcats have really been hurting themselves with those turnovers when the fouls have been called on them later on in this game.
And now, it looks like from the players that coach is talking to on the bench, Janessa Kelly's going to come on, who's statistically your best free throw shooter, but she's only played 7 minutes tonight, so how warmed up are you after sitting on the bench for that long?
Especially in this Chris Moore gym, she has to be able to move her body before she steps on this court. She's a player that can put points on the board for the Wildcats, but like you mentioned, she's been cold because she's been sitting most of this game, so we'll see how this shakes out for the Wildcats.
Wildcats will look for a 3 here, down by 6, 47 seconds left. Dorsey, the gunner, will feed Janessa Kelly. They'll go for the easy one down low. No good off the underside of the rim for Kaylin Peters, and that might be all she wrote. They tried to take the quick 2 and then press on defense, but Kaylin Peters misses the wide open layup, and that just kind of sums up the night for the Wildcat guards. I was predicting that neither team would get the 60 points tonight. I'm probably going to be right. Bethune-Cookman averaging 55. Alcorn State averaging 53 on the year.
We knew this was going to be more of a defensive game. These teams match up pretty well against one another. We've seen that so far. We've seen it this whole game, I would say, with 41 seconds left. It's unfortunate just the Wildcats haven't been able to catch Alcorn State at all.
Wildcats 24 turnovers. Coach Creighton will use her second to last timeout. He's still going to have plenty of time before this game is well and surely done. But now the Wildcats down by 8. And it's beyond a 2-possession game, as Alcorn State has scored the last 7 points, just like Grambling State did at the end of that matchup 2 weeks ago. And we talked on the podcast, Jade, about closing games. And specifically, we were talking about the second half of the Arkansas Pine Bluff game, where the Wildcats went in with the lead at the break and then only scored for 24 points in the second half and got outscored 48-24 in the second half. And it's been a lot better tonight. They won the third quarter, they tied the second quarter, but a slow start and a slow finish will doom the Wildcats as Alcorn State will take their first ever victory from Moore Gymnasium here tonight and improve to 5-1. The Wildcats will drop to 1-5 and a date with Jackson State on Saturday. Quick whip around the SWAC right at the end here. Southern beat Mississippi Valley 69-46. Florida A&M beat Jackson State 68-63. Kelly fires a three, short. Wildcats foul again. Alabama A&M with 1 minute to go leads Prairie View 64-35. Prairie View's gonna drop to 0-7.
Yeah, bad.
What a comeback.
Wow.
From Alabama State. They were down big to Texas Southern. They scored 25 points in the third and now lead Texas Southern 75-70 with 3 minutes to go out in Houston.
Alabama State sneaky.
And then the last game of the night, Grambling State well in hand. 7:58 to go. They lead UAPB 56-40. So the Wildcats will host a struggling Jackson State team on Saturday afternoon at 12:30 as Coach Creighton calls her final timeout. There is no BC without you. Show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today. Help us build a championship culture here at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at bcuathletics.com/championsclub. That's bcuathletics.com/championsclub. Support the Wildcats like never before. Bethune-Cookman Athletics has partnered with Influxer to bring you officially licensed, co-branded NIL merchandise featuring your favorite players' names and numbers. Proceeds from each purchase directly support Wildcat student athletes. Show your support for your favorite Wildcats today at bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. Well, you got to look for the silver linings again, Jaden. I think Tyler Butler's a big one tonight. 2 rebounds shy of a double-double, 11 points, 8 boards. Maya Johnson in her limited minutes, 6 points, 4 boards, was big defensively and denying access to the post. She unfortunately fouled out after playing 16 minutes. Kaylin Peters, a game-high 36 minutes tonight, just 5 points. Madison Holden 4, Derasia Pitts 4. Damani Dorsey came alive a little bit late with 11 points, but and the referees are at the monitor again here in this fourth quarter. So we got through the first half in, what do you say, about 35?
Oh, it was very
35
quick.
minutes?
Yes.
And it's after 9 p.m. So this game has dragged on now for over 2 hours.
I was really surprised. I think I looked at my phone after the first half and I was like, oh my goodness, this is going by really fast. And then slowly.
Well, that was your mistake.
I think so.
You put it out there.
I did. I even looked. That was the issue. I looked. I shouldn't have even looked. But like you said, Tyler Butler, I feel like it's been a consistent piece in these last 3 games for the Wildcats. She's had 11 points in all of them. Really done her job in the paint for the Wildcats.
30 seconds left. Shot clock and game clock separated by half a second. Holden kicks to the corner. Peters got the 3. She's got the only 2 3-pointers the Wildcats have tonight. The Wildcats will pressure and they will foul with 13 seconds left, down 49-54. And they break a almost 3-minute scoreless streak right when you can't have it, right in crunch time. And it's not like they didn't have chances during that streak. The Wildcats missed 5 shots in a row. And Hunt, who's just 1 for 4 from the floor tonight, has gotten most of her points from the free throw line. She's got a chance to finish with 9. She's now 5 of 6 from the stripe. As Alcorn State overall, not great from the free throw line tonight, just 11 of 22, 50%. Wildcats have had chances, but the offense just was not there, especially here in the fourth quarter. Holden all the way in, handoff Peters, a correction to Tyler Butler. Butler goes up to 13 points for the night. And that will do it. Alcorn State gets their first ever win at Moore Gymnasium, 56-51. The Wildcats pulled within 3 multiple times in the fourth quarter, but could not finish the job as they go cold offensively, scoring just 2 of their last 7 buckets and going scoreless for almost 3 minutes right at the end of the game as Alcorn State pulls away. Your final scoring totals for tonight's contest: Nakia Cheatham had 8 of her 12 points in the first quarter, but still ended up the Alcorn State leading scorer with 12 points. Hunt had 9, Nelson had 9, Houston 8, Johnson 8, Walker 4, Henderson 3, and Claytor 3. Tyler Butler ended up being the game's top scorer with 13 points on 4 of 5 from the floor and 5 of 8 from the free throw line. She also had 8 points, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Tyler Butler everywhere in this game. Damani Dorsey had 11 points on 5 of 12 from the floor, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Maya Johnson had 6 points on 3 of 4 shooting, 4 rebounds, but plagued with foul trouble for most of the game. She fouled out with 5 minutes to go. Sinai Tyler had 5 points on 2 of 6 shooting. Kaylin Peters says she has 5 points. That can't be right because she had 2 threes. So I'm guessing she has 6. Those are only buckets on the night. 6 on, yeah, that last 3 never showed up. Holden has 4, Pitts has 4, and Kelly has 3. Overall statistics, Alcorn State got out-rebounded by Bethune-Cookman. Wildcats won the rebounding battle 43-38, but the offensive rebounds were Alcorn 16-11. Second chance points 12-10 in favor of the Braves. Wildcats turned the ball over 24 times, leading to 17 points off turnovers for Alcorn State. The Braves turned the ball over 13 times. Wildcats only 4 points off turnovers tonight. That's a big sticking point in a game that ended up being this close.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a hard-fought effort from the Wildcats. They put themselves into a hole, tried to climb out of it, but just didn't have enough at the end to really pull back into this game. Props to Alcorn State. They came in here and handled business, but the Wildcats just needing to fix a few things down the stretch. They can't put their best quarter be in the third quarter. It has to start from the jump.
Both teams had 2 blocks. Alcorn had 6 points on the fast break. The Wildcats just 2. Alcorn State had 9 steals to the Wildcats 4. Points in the paint favored Bethune-Cookman 26-22. Shooting splits look like this. The Wildcats were 20 of 49 from the field, 40.8%, and 22% from 3, 2 of 9. 64% from the free throw line, continue to be one of the top free throw shooting teams in the SWAC, but didn't get there enough. Just 14 free throws attempted for the Wildcats today. Alcorn State shot 19 of 59 from the floor, 32%, and 23% from 3. 6 of 26 from beyond the arc. They had 5 of those threes in the first half, cooled off from 3 in the second half. 12 of 23. Poor night at the free throw line for Alcorn State at 52.2%. Wildcats could not capitalize. Wildcats led at 4-2 early on, but that was it. They would never lead again and could only ever get as close as 3 multiple times in that fourth quarter. Well, game 1 of our 4-game weekend here at Moore Gym is done. We'll see you on Saturday, 12:30 for the women's game, 4 o'clock for the men's game. That men's game will be on ESPNU, but you can always kick it right here on the CatEye Radio Network. And then on Monday at 7 p.m., men against Alcorn State. For Jade Barquette, producer Lee Gillum, and our entire student broadcast crew here at Moore Gymnasium, my name is Michael Torillo, saying thank you for listening, and we will see you on Saturday. Hail Wildcats.